Hi everyone. I want to spend these next few minutes with you talking about shoplifting and trying to offer you my support. Earlier today, one of the youth in the community where I live told me about being caught shoplifting earlier in the month. He was really surprised when I didn't start yelling at him when he told me this. In reality, it's been about 15 years since I've yelled at someone. And if I'm honest with you, it's far more important to me that I have a relationship and am able to be there, be alongside of you in your life, than yell at you for what is really a poor decision. The first really big lesson about shoplifting is kind of tied in with the culture that we live in and in our technology age. You know, with the internet, we're wanting faster internet access. We've got microwave ovens so that dinner's ready now and that our snacks are ready now. You know, we've got so that the media is going live now. And it's also become about being able to pursue pleasure now, or just everything's just now. The first thing I want to challenge you with is to plan for the future. This is bigger than about shoplifting. This is a life skill that will help you tremendously. The life skill is budgeting. And it's not just money that you need to budget. You also need to be able to budget your time and your energy, that is the activities that you're able to do in a day, so that you maintain your life over the long run, instead of doing really well in short bursts of time and then burning yourself out. So I first want to challenge you to have a switch in mindset that doesn't require everything now. I want to talk a minute about the relationship that you have with your parents. I could understand if a parent started yelling at you, and the reason I understand it is because the parent may feel ashamed or let you down, or that it reflects on their inability to parent. In other words, if you were shoplifting, the message it gives your mom, your dad, or whoever your guardian is about that they're not a good parent. If you've done this and been caught, I highly suggest that you try to start building a bridge with your parent or your guardian and own your poor decision. What happens in the mind of a parent is you've just planted all kinds of doubt in their mind that you're going to be able to make it in the world, once you're 18 or once you're out on your own. So again, saying I made a poor decision will help your parent realize that you're able to pick yourself up when you fall down as an adult and are able to keep going in life. I'm also going to suggest to you that when you're talking to your parent about these types of issues and maybe the other challenges you have and face in your young life, is as best as possible, try to be calm so that the response from your parent is also calm. what I'm encouraging is that it doesn't become a shouting match between you and your parent where no one's really listening to what's being said. And in reality, what you're doing is hurting each other in that type of exchange. It's something that I want you to stick in the back of your mind as a life skill for yourself. I understand that there are some circumstances where shoplifting might be tempting just to survive. I want to let you know that throughout the communities here in Canada, I know in the US and Australia as another example, there are various support programs in place to help families through a difficult period. One of these is a food bank, another soup kitchens. Here where I live, there's a Christmas sharing program for those who don't have the financial means of buying a Christmas dinner. I encourage you to seek, if it's necessary, the social support programs that help you with food. There's many secondhand shops that will give away clothing if it's what's needed for you. You know, there is a bit of a process to prove that you do need it and you're not taking advantage. But if you're genuinely in need, I encourage you to speak up and be honest with someone you can trust in the community. You know, your teachers at school may be a good starting point. I'm not telling you to take on the problems of an adult. Your parents could also speak to some of the church leaders or social service agencies in the community. There are helps available that will help in emergency situations. You know, life is going to have these bumps. So a life skill that you need to get, and hopefully early in your life, is being able to cope when the unexpected happens, so that when this happens in your 20s or 30s or something stressful comes along, you're able to hold yourself together and be focused. I'm not telling you that you won't feel grief or sadness, but if the loss of job happens as an adult and you've already built the skill that helps you deal with stress, it will come back to help you in that challenging situation in your adult life. The next thing is about budgeting and your order of priorities. So if you're seeing, a video game that you're wanting, but there's only so much money in that month, maybe it's that you need to wait a few months or else buy it at a secondhand store or a used game store once someone has won the game, and then it's your turn, or play it at a friend's home instead of buying it outright. There are other options than having to get everything, in the here and now. Part of this is acknowledging to yourself that it's okay to be different than your friends. One of your friends very possibly is able to get all the latest video games or all the latest clothing trends and the best shoes. There's no perfect family, so even though they may have material things, it's quite possibly that the family still has issues that they're dealing with. They just aren't as visual as some of maybe what you're dealing with. So that thought about comparing yourself and then wanting to be someone else really should not be in your life. I just made a video about a week ago about being yourself and being good at being yourself and your own person. And I'll put the link for it down in the description. I want to encourage you again in this situation when we're talking about shoplifting to be your own person and not be in competition with what you see around you and what your friends online are doing and are talking about. There are consequences to our actions. If you've been caught, my honest response to this is we go from today forward. You'll have to live out the consequences of what's happened. That doesn't make me feel any difference about you. I still think that you can get your life together even if you've made a poor choice. I mean, it's the same when someone's smoking. You can't go back in time and undo it. What you do is take steps to correct your problems, ask for the help you need if it's appropriate, and then just keep working at improving who you are as you become aware of your weaknesses. And I'm going to be honest with you that there's going to be people in your life who will know what your weaknesses are. But through relationships, we care about each other, and it's all right if you're not perfect. It saves a whole lot of time and energy when you're not keeping up a facade as an adult of trying to be in competition with the world around you. So it's why I bring this up here in this situation. Your true friends will accept you for who you are, irregardless of past either mistakes you've made, poor decisions, or if you have a disagreement, the core of your friendship may still exist, even if there's a few topics that you don't particularly agree about. But again, I want to come back to your close friends will accept you for you, even if there's a lot of uncertainty in your life. I've mainly covered what I wanted to in this video. I want to let you know I care about the people who watch these videos. It's why I make them and put them online. And just before I close, if there are other issues facing teens that you'd like me to talk about, write me a comment in the messages, or if you want to do it anonymously, I'll put the link in this description for how to send me a private message, and I will treat you anonymously in making a video on a topic you suggest, as long as it's reasonable. Thanks so much for this time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.